Hello again. A few more questions then from Hereford Voice members. First one is it true that council workers were put on furlough and paid 100% rather than the 80% that most of us had? Well, I've checked with the council's human resources team and I'm told that the council didn't furlough any staff during COVID. What happened was staff were redeployed to support other service areas that were in high demand, but nobody was laid off. I haven't been able to find out whether anyone was furloughed from our subcontractors like Balfour Beatty, but if they were and were paid 100% of their salaries, that extra 20% was topped up by their employer and not by the council. How does the county justify spending £4.5 million on Maylord Orchards at a time of national emergency and then agreeing a tax hike when many were struggling to feed their children? Okay. Council entered negotiations to buy Maylord Orchards very early in 2020, and that was before COVID came along. The sale was completed and made public in June 2020 when we were in the height of the first lockdown. The freehold of the shopping centre already belonged to the council, and the leasehold and some additional freehold properties that made up the entire site was originally offered for sale with an asking price of over £14 million. Returning the entire site to public ownership by the council buying the site means that we can change how the centre is managed, and by doing that help to regenerate the city centre and provide services and experiences that people wouldn't normally be able to access in such a central location. Now, the city centre's retail core was damaged by decisions that were made to develop the old market as a retail site. This was because by flipping the site to become a retail development, the Conservatives didn't also concentrate sufficiently on creating enough new jobs in the county to generate the additional spending power that such a retail development clearly requires. This meant that there was an oversupply of retail premises in the city, and with no more money circulating in the local economy, businesses in the centre folded, creating lots of empty premises and giving the centre of the city a rundown feel. The council's acquisition of Maylords means that we can change the mix of businesses in this area to offer the sorts of services which don't compete with high street chains or with internet shopping, and this will mean that people will actually have to physically visit those shops, and it'll draw people into the city centre again and create new spaces and places of interest for local people and visitors to enjoy. Despite COVID, nearly all of the retail units have now been taken up by an exciting variety of businesses. And on top of that, the Stronger Towns bid offers the prospect of creating a new home for the city's library in Maylords, and by doing that, freeing up space in the building on Broad Street for an exciting Museum of the Marches, which is also part of the Stronger Towns bid. The rental income that's being provided by all of the shop units in Maylords is delivering an excellent return on the investment of £4.5 million. And it's not only providing new income to the council, which is helping to support delivery of services and keep the council tax down, although admittedly lots of people are unhappy with the level that it's at the moment, but also our flexible social value driven approach to renting that space is actually driving down the rental prices of other commercial landlords in the city centre, and the prices that they're charging to other businesses, which is good for everyone. All we're waiting for now is for lockdown to ease so that the new businesses can complete fitting out their shop units and we can get the loos in Maylords repaired and reopened. And then we can begin to welcome people back into the shopping centre and help the city to get back up on its feet.